I wasn't going to tell Meredith that you just made the account. I'm not going to snitch, but then you just snitched yourself.
I sure did. I'm really good at snitching on myself.
Is this how you also approach final exams?
I feel a little attacked. Maybe.
You should have just let Meredith wonder what they spelled wrong. Tell them that maybe they didn't put the right number of E's.
Yeah, one too many E's.
We're thinking of Dante, who only has 3 A's.
Oh, nice. Can't forget to actually link my tracker this time.
Oh yeah, good call on the tracker.
I like your GLHF grass art.
Thanks. Would you say that you dig it?
I dig it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice. Solid pun.
This is why they don't put me on comms.
Oh, boy.
Oh, nice. So the Cinaeth has game audio that's restreamable, so you don't have to.
Oh, nice.
Because we don't restream if you can hear the mentor.
Gotcha.
You can imagine how too much that would be. Like if there was the racer
sure.
and the mentor
Mm-hmm.
and 2 commentators trying to explain glitches.
Yep, absolutely.
And I wouldn't be able to watch the restream because I don't like hearing my own voice.
Someone outside is going crazy with their horn, apparently. Love that.
It's very faint on my end, so...
I'm honestly surprised it's getting picked up.
It sounded like somebody scooting their chair.
Huh. Should I have the actual seed by now? How does that part work?
If the seed is rolled, it's going to be rolled in the race room.
Got it.
And you'll see it. They'll use the command that says quick stop race OWG assured. And Saucerbot will generate a seed, and you will use that.
Got it.
Normally, they're rolled 5 or 10 minutes before the race starts. Maybe they're doing 5 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe they're also kind of figuring things out still and trying to set up. It looks like one of the commentators might be late, so they're working on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't see a seed rolled yet.
Mm-hmm.
I see that you've been invited but not joined yet. So you're going to need to join that.
I'm in the... Wait. Oh, accept. Sorry. There we go.
There you go. I think that still doesn't change the fact that the seed hasn't been rolled, but that is an important step.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen is Amerith is gatekeeping, so they're gonna basically wait till the time, and they're gonna ready up last. So they're not gonna ready up, and they're just gonna leave the race, and that's gonna cause the timer to automatically start.
Got it.
I believe that's usually how it's done. I haven't done a race that had a gatekeeper in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, the races I'm just in, so
Right.
my gatekeeping is just to ready up last. So you've never used this platform. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is click ready when you're ready, and then it'll automatically start when the timer goes, and you just start your game. And then when you're done, you'll just click done. There's a button where ready used to be.
Gotcha.
There's also a forfeit button, so make sure you don't accidentally hit that.
Okay. Yep.
If you forfeit by accident, you can unforfeit. Or if you forfeit and then like, oh shoot, I forgot a location. Oh, I remember now.
Right.
Then you can unforfeit and continue.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okie doke. Oh, I do. I do have a timer. Come on, timer. Open, please. it is. Get that on my stream. Okay.
Judging by the fact that Cinaeth hasn't readied up yet, I'm guessing. Oh, here, I can roll the seed.
Got the seed.
I did not realize Meredith didn't actually know how to roll this. Okay, I do this every week.
Okay, the tracker says it's good. Am I allowed to like name my character and stuff, or?
Yeah, you can name your character.
Okay,
Basically, starting on the file select screen.
got it.
So where you see Link and your tracker and stuff. And then once you're there, you can ready up. You hit the ready button on racetime.gg.
Got it. I am ready.
Nice. That was fast.
Woohoo.
I'm guessing it doesn't start at 4:30 on the mark, considering we rolled the seed at 4:30 on the mark.
That would seem to be the case.
The comms are gonna love your sprite.
Nice.
Not sure who's the one doing the glitch comm. It appears to be Jetters. Lance is somebody I know. I play multi-worlds with her every week, so this is her first commentary.
Nice. Multi-world's a lot of fun. Only recently got into that.
We do one with Koi's channel. So he has like a Discord channel.
Oh, nice.
And we do a multi-world every Friday at around this time of 6 o'clock, actually, Pacific time.
I would certainly be interested in joining that sometime.
So it sounds like we're just waiting for Cinaeth. I was saying their names together. Cinaeth to ready up. And then once both of you are readied up, Meredith will leave and the countdown will begin.
Cool. Thank you for that reminder. I didn't have the countdown on my... it wasn't visible. A little important.
Oh, that's good to know. I don't believe there is a sound cue. I think it just flashes and you get 15 seconds.
Gotcha.
Okay, Cinaeth is ready.
Sweet.
Emerith is going to give you 15 seconds before starting the 15-second countdown.
Sounds good.
You're asking for pronouns and pronunciation?
Him, he, and they can just
You
call
can
me
just type it. You type it in there.
Okay. Looks like we're about to go.
I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. That was scary. I heard Discord disconnect noise, and it said it was disconnected. And you're
What
right
timing for that?
Yeah. Oh, the race started. Okay, good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, I keep my iPad as a backup just in case things like this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not actually my internet, it's my computer. I guess it's like a loose wire or something, where it just won't connect to the internet for a little bit.
Love it. That's the best.
But I can Discord with my iPad and so on. There's just more of a delay than usual.
Right.
And you won't get the same audio quality.
Oh, come on. Got the race jitters.
I like that little back attack.
Thanks.
It's very stealthy.
I am a goose, but I am also a ninja.
Hey, Untitled Goose Game is a stealth game.
That's true. That is very true. Stealth and passive screen guard. Oh, darn it. Didn't want to grab that. Hey Matt, thanks for coming in. And Aaron, I assume you're there as well.
I see you have collected the single arrow.
I have. Got the ultra rare drop of a single arrow. Pretty stoked about it. Okay, can't continue. That's fine. And then a single rupee.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So you have the choice to go to Lost Woods first or to do that after.
I think I will do that after. And incorporate that into the Kakariko check.
Sounds good.
Thank you, though, for the reminder. Especially since I forgot Kakariko entirely when we were in the practice earlier. Or, sorry, Lost Woods.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be really something to forget Kakariko.
I've seen some pretty late Kakarikos. I don't know if I've seen Forgotten, though.
Come on.
If you do have trouble with that, you can just boots clip in as well.
I did get it, but then I missed the... Yeah, you're right. I should just boots clip.
Normally what you do is you use the spin while you're doing spin speed to buffer the diagonal.
Oh, I didn't do the... Ah.
It's okay, you can recover from this. Do you know how to recover? Okay, you can't recover from here. I would save and quit, actually.
Dang it.
There's a hard lock. There's a hard lock down here. So if you didn't drop down, you could have recovered by walking into Bumper Ledge Cave in the Light World and then doing a clip to get down that I could show you on the fly if you needed it. But that's okay. You can just start again.
I know that recovery, but I clipped down.
Yeah, you fell down too many times. Yeah. In that case, you didn't really have a way back up.
Gonna try this one more time.
But saving and quitting was the right thing to do in that situation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll do the clip.
Nice.
Thanks. It's funny, no matter how much you practice, the moment you're actually in the race, it's totally different.
It totally is. And having somebody watching you, and then like having a whole bunch of other people watching you as well.
And I didn't get any bombs yet, so I can't do.
What you can do instead is Graveyard Ledge Clip, because that will get you bombs.
True.
That's the Graveyard Rush route.
I'm gonna check Spectacle Rock.
Yeah.
Interior.
You could do that as well.
Okay.
I'm not watching. You got some viewers, even in your own streams. They're supporting you. They have your back. Oh, very nice. You can check the tablet as well.
Sure can if I can. There. Oh, come on. Get out of here, stupid dead rock. Finally. Okay, I'll check tablet really quick, and then I'll check interior and go from there. Okay, so quick swap is on. Can you dig it? I can dig it.
Fetch quest for a fetch quest.
Right?
We'll have to remember to grab that when you have a sword. It's one of those things each time you hear a clip. It's easy to just muscle memory into continuing on your way, but sometimes you have things like that to check on the way.
For sure. Oops. Ugh. I didn't mean to do this.
What did you do?
I went to Dark World. It's fine.
Okay.
I will just save and quit, I guess.
It's the muscle memory.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's got the moon pearl. It's so cute.
Don't know why I went that way, but okay.
Lost Woods. Going this way means you don't check Lumberjack.
True.
If you really wanted to, you could try that Lumberjack DMA, but I would say maybe wait for your next race to do that.
Yeah, I want to practice that some more. Had I gone this way, I would have had bombs for Paradox. That's fine, though.
That is the upside. Like, the more checks you route in before the mountain, and before Kakariko, the more likely you are to be able to do things there.
Right.
So I kind of do these woods checks because there's really nothing that makes the woods better. Except maybe the book. If you really wanted to check ped, you could do that. But that's slow, so... Well, if we ever do get into a you're not sure where to go next situation, we'll have to remember that you haven't checked Lumberjack.
True.
So do you have any thoughts about your next part of the route while you're just clearing CAC?
Probably go down into desert and clear at least the front half of that.
And check your map.
Yes. Check the map. I'll do that right now. Okay. So pendant on eastern.
I saw you walk past the
Oh my
wall
gosh.
in the back of.
I did. Thank you.
It's the benefit of the mentor race is we're allowed to say things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the comms know I told you.
I'm guessing they did. Or they do.
Somebody did that to me while I was just streaming a seed. I apparently just did Stalfos room in GT and just didn't open a chest in there.
Oh
and
no.
Somebody says, am I crazy or did you just skip a chest? And sure enough, I had. I probably chose the wrong time to ask you about where you're going next.
It's all good.
Well, the book is one of the things that makes Mountain before CAC advantageous, because now you can check Bombo's tablet when you're there.
Mm-hmm. True.
Whereas somebody who did CAC route would not be able to do so.
That is very true.
With any luck, you'll also get a glove. Fortunately, you found the shuffle, but you can't get it.
Right. Take some early money.
I'm not sure how familiar your viewers are with this format, but I just want to be clear that I'm the only one who's allowed to say things like you forgot a location.
Yes.
Okay. Your viewers aren't doing anything wrong. This is an
right.
unusual format for a race,
Mm-hmm.
so I wanted to kind of make that clear.
Yes, thank you. Bottle from Sick Kid. Nice.
Because for all we know, your viewers could be watching the other stream, and also, it's supposed to be a one mentor, not 7.
Yes, right.
Nice bottle on Sick Kid.
I know, right?
He said, I heard you like bottles. Here's another.
Oh, dang it. I was 1 frame too early on not getting stuck.
Well, you could do more mountain and hope you find a glove before doing desert from Link's house.
True.
You could also do the sort of like the one where you drop into the water and check Hylia Island and so on. That's up to you, though.
Yeah, I'll do that and then head up the mountain, I guess. Just a vanilla heart.
So you're blind polling this, but you can actually check it just by jumping into the water. And what that means is if this is nothing, you can take that route to Hobo instead.
Right. That's a good
point. And it
point.
lets you kind of route in an extra check.
Mm-hmm. Not waste the time there. Oh my gosh, these sword spins are killing me today. There we go. Not gonna go up Hera yet, though.
Later on, I could show you a kind of different way to go to the mountain this way, where you can actually go straight to Floating Island by doing an up teleport.
Okay.
But we'll do that later. Especially, it really only saves time if Floating Island is actually something good.
Mm-hmm. And today it's not.
That's a lot of bottles.
It sure is, right? The practice run I had all 3 medallions. This time around I have 3 bottles so far. Oh, get out of here. Oh, duh. Should not have dashed. That's annoying. Yeah, I'll go back up there, I guess.
You can try the Sahasrara route, where you DMD to Sahasrara after.
I will try that. I swear. I can normally do these. It's the worst.
Another thing we can try later is there is a sword spinless arrow clip that you can do from the other side. That's a little bit faster if you're not going to be using spin speed.
Interesting. The plan was to use spin speed, but that's just not in the cards apparently. Don't need to go back into spiral.
You could enter from the top if you wanted to.
That's true. I guess I didn't consider that.
It does mean you have to pass the mold worms, and those do a whole heart of damage right now.
Mm-hmm. All 4 bottles.
Wow, and the glove. Well, this is actually really good because the glove lets you do all of desert with pretty much everything except the shovel, since you know that's not accessible at the moment. If you really wanted to delay them, you could wait for a master sword and then grab the shovel, but that's entirely up to you. You haven't done South Shore yet.
Right.
You want to be on the other side. Yes. I'm not sure if you know this, but you can't do spin speed if you're facing a wall.
Oh.
Because what happens is instead of dashing, you just grab the wall, even though you can't see it.
I was not aware. That makes sense, though.
First try, nice.
Thanks.
This is not where you do it.
What?
You want to be near the witch's hut, kind of south of the witch.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
And the 6th bump.
My bad. I was thinking of going over the rock for some reason.
Yeah, that's the pod way, and that's only if you're coming from Catfish.
Thank you.
Or if you're going to Catfish and don't have a glove.
Mm-hmm. Oop, left, not right.
That looks good.
Thank you.
I do believe you can transition on either side.
Oh,
but
okay.
Of course, this one just puts you closer to the closet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, that's too far away. That sucks.
It's on pod, I think, where you won't be able to.
Right.
You can bonk that. Good lamp.
Indeed.
Okay, that's actually really good because now you can do desert.
Yep.
And you can end it with Lamolus. Nope. If it's a crystal. You haven't checked your map yet, I believe.
I did. Eastern's a crystal.
Oh, okay.
Or sorry, Eastern's a pendant. The other two are crystals.
I didn't see it on your tracker, so. But I think, of course, that's one of the things that doesn't auto-track.
Right. I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll do desert first. I was thinking East Shore or desert, but...
The only thing you lose by doing desert first is not being able to check the shovel if there happens to be a Master Sword on South Shore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably just nothing anyway.
Right.
And of course, if you're doing South Shore, you're orphaning Zora.
Mm-hmm. $5 whole bucks. No, thank you. I'll check the tablet while I'm here.
You can clip on that side as well, on the right side.
Okay.
You've probably learned it this way because normally you're coming from desert. But it works exactly the same. It's just a down teleport on the third bump.
Got it.
That's good. You don't have to come back for that. Do you know how to get to desert from this direction? Without going through the Kakariko village?
Yeah. Yep. I do.
Okay, you do. You just kind of dash up and around.
Oh, I was thinking the upward teleport from near the portal. Isn't there I could be wrong.
Well, what you would do is there's nowhere to teleport off of. So what you would do is you'd be checking K45. And then when you're done with K45,
okay,
you're doing checkerboard.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Can you see my stream?
I'm
not sure if you disconnected when I did.
I would... It's not up.
Oh, is it?
I can quickly switch to it, though. Actually, no, I can't. I'm in... Discord's all sorts of weird...
mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Ooh, nice.
It seems like you know what to do, though. Basically, you go to Checkerboard Cave. Very nice. You go to Checkerboard Cave and you check that. And then on this little tiny bump here that's south of the rock on Checkerboard Cave, you can do a down teleport on the second bump to get back onto that out-of-bounds area.
Got it. Yep.
Quickly. And then you can kind of walk around and hit desert from that direction. That only works if you have a glove, because these rocks will be in your way that are in front of desert.
Yep. That makes sense.
So I would recommend bringing up my stream when you're at the crystal cutscene for Landmo.
Oops. Okay. Yeah, good call. There we go.
Desert Ledge.
Oh, shoot. Thank you for the reminder. I will have to double back for that.
So while you're just clearing desert, do you want to go to the Dark World or do you want to go to South Shore?
Probably South Shore, because I can at least get Waterfall Ferry with fake flippers at this point. Because I got the pearl.
And hopefully you...
And hopefully I'll have money.
Right, because now you can do hobo with it, which you wouldn't have been able to do before.
Right.
Well, so you got both items. You can get the Lambo Crystal now. It'll be a little slower because you don't have a lot of weaponry. You can also save it because it's not an item. But do remember to check Desert Ledge.
Yeah, going for ledge right now. It is all 7 crystals required, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's just that you could come back to it in go mode and have like Butter Sword and half magic and Fire Rod and stuff.
True.
You don't really gain anything. It's not a red crystal or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll save it.
And red crystals only matter if you don't have the mirror.
I will save it.
So we'll just remember that one. I'll write it down.
Thank you. Darn it.
The Moldorm changing lanes.
Right?
He's like really scared of you. No, no, no.
Tons of hearts in there.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna have to keep something in mind. You are at 3 heart pieces, right? Did you get a full heal from any of those?
I don't think so.
If you're at 3 heart pieces and you get a 4th heart piece, you will lose your flake flipper. That's okay because you have Moon Pearl and you'll be able to just walk back in.
Right.
Or swim back in. But that's something that you're going to want to keep in mind if you're ever there without the Moon Pearl and you've gone in with the Boots Water Walk instead.
Right. That makes sense.
That has recently screwed me over, which is why it kind of caught my attention. You're also in a really good position to use that bomb clip that we just practiced, because you have the glove, but you don't have the hammer.
True.
And that's based on whether you want to go to Thieves Town yet. You're still missing Fire Rod and Hammer, so Village of Outcasts is a little bit, not ideal.
Right.
But you could go for just some dense overworld like Hype Cave by doing that bomb clip.
That's a good point. No, just save and quit. Nope. Not save and quit. What am I doing? Going up to Zora. Okay. Oh, I know what I was doing. I recently, and why it was failing so much in practice and just now, I recently learned about the quick hop thing.
Oh, you can't quick hop.
Yeah,
I
can't quick hop
forgot to mention that.
I forgot that actually makes you go further. It's not just about speed.
Yeah, the problem is that I couldn't actually tell that you were on the right pixel because you were sprite.
Right.
So I just thought you were like too high or too low.
That's why it took me 12 centuries last time. I was quick hopping every one of them.
Not always quicker.
Hey, that's good. Thank you. That's some good timing.
Oh, bailed out. So remember that to... Well, let's see if it's something good first, but remember that you don't have to grab the Zora item.
Right. It's just some bombs.
That's good. It's always a relief to find nothing there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Not because the clip is hard, but because of Zora.
Right.
I was just thinking about the fact that you've orphaned Shovel, but not done Landmo. And that's actually really good that you didn't do Landmo, because now you have an excuse to check the Shovel later.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The dig spot.
I guess Dark World?
Yeah, up to you. You can do the bomb clip. Or you can go from the mountain.
I think I'll do King's Tomb real quick. Just quick save.
Oh, that's a good idea. You've done King's Tomb, you have not done Graveyard Ledge. So we'll have to remember that one as well. That's a Sphere 1 location.
Oh, you rock. The rock got me. I had it lined up and...
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, unfortunately. That's just bad luck.
Mm-hmm. Rip.
At least it's a quick save and quit. You can reset pretty quickly.
Yep. Get out of here, rocks.
I do like that you said you rock.
Excuse me. Okay, that one was just me failing, apparently.
The most common reason to fail often is you have held up left and you've released the left before you've landed. You can wait as long as you want to release it, as long as you don't get hit by a boulder. After you've landed, you can just continue holding up left until you know for sure you've landed.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
I think so.
I think a lot of people think that you have to release left, like ASAP, but you actually don't. You want to err on the side of late.
Oh my gosh, come on. Is this one I can just clip through? It's probably...
No.
Okay.
Yes and no. It's different. If you clip through, there's a different input that you do.
Finally got it, and then... There we go. My goodness, that was much more of a struggle than I would like it to be.
Here you go. So that's Graveyard Ledge. That is... so it's King's Tomb we have to remember. That's okay.
Yeah, sorry. Reverse that on you.
I'm just writing things down so we don't forget them.
Had I done that more intelligently, I would have transitioned up so I could get the Sanctuary drop, but...
Oh, yeah.
Whoopsies.
I probably would have forgotten that, too. Normally, I'm routing this into Houlihan, so I'm purposely not transitioning up.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, you won't be able to do it from King's Tomb because you'll be stuck in the rocks.
What? I chopped my sword. Oh my gosh. It's killing me tonight. Killing my own run right now.
Oh, that's okay. You can do King's Tomb later. Maybe you'll just find Mitts.
Yeah. I'll go...
Show off that bomb clip you just learned.
Fair. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And I do have bombs, so I don't need to go grind for a century, hoping to have a drop. Oh.
Yeah, you can kill the dude He's basically the boulders of this clip. Nice job.
Thanks.
So
Oop,
you could go around to Hype Cave as well. Of course, you're here already.
Oh, shoot, yep.
Because what you have here is you have Mire Shed, you have Dig Game, you have Hype Cave. If you didn't want to go to Village of Outcasts, you could actually just do Dig Game first and then clip down to Mire Shed.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Dig Game, clip the shed, and then go back over to Hype Cave.
No, I believe that's still faster than doing a Death Mountain descent and walking all the way down here.
I'm going to take... Well... Never mind.
Nice.
Oh no!
Down.
That's a save and quit.
Yes, good call. Save and quit. Well, you could just do, now that you've done Dig Game and Stumpy, you could just go straight to Hype Cave. When you dash, you'll be in that out of bounds area and you can just walk straight up. And then you can walk around in the out of bounds area to Hype Cave.
Okay.
You'll want to walk off of it at some point north. You don't want to hop off sideways because that might wrap you.
Got it.
I'm also not sure if you've had a chance to open my stream yet. Don't rush it. Obviously, you're busy, but...
Oh, right. Yeah, we were going to do that.
Because we said when you do Landmo and
crystal.
then you just didn't do Landmo.
Right. Oh, that was too late.
You killed the dude, though. That's good.
I'm just gonna hop off now. I don't want to risk wrapping and... I don't know the risks up there.
I think it's mostly just if you don't walk up at all and you just dash straight across.
Gotcha.
I can't remember. It's just something I've done before and decided to be safe about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from Hype Cave, you can go south to Mire, near where Bombo's tablet is, and you can get to Mire Shed that way by doing a down teleport on the third bump and then tapping right. It's a little easier if I could show you, but again, just wait till a good opportunity to do that.
Okay.
I'll try to kind of watch you and guide you, since you've already done... I mean, I suppose you could just go to the normal Fluteless Mire spot, but you're already here, so...
I think
so if you just go all the way
understand
down... Yeah, you've seen this before. Third bump.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Okay.
And then you tap right.
Ah.
So you transition and then you tap right.
Come on. Got it. I have not done that one before.
Up. I would say walk up and then jump down. I think I remember jumping down right there not working.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a ton of different places you could get to Mire from. This is just one of them. Don't forget to check that Mire medallion.
Mm-hmm.
And your Dark World map as well.
Yes. Okay, Dark World map. Okay, so Pod and Ice Palace are pendants.
Oh, you've got to possibly only need bow for GT seed.
A what now?
Well, you've got both your bow dungeons are pendants. So that is ether. I guess you could have cleared that. It's a little bit scary on your equipment.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have been comfortable doing that myself, but that's entirely on you. You don't have the medallion anyway, so you got bailed out there.
I guess I'm gonna go up into Thieves Town.
Sure.
And
Do you remember the double up teleport to get there?
Yep.
Nice. That was very clean.
Thank you. Wish I had the mirror so I could just go turn my flute on.
Yeah. That's true.
I guess I don't usually route through Dark Kakariko this way.
Well, this is brand new to route it from the south.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much overall glitches only.
All right.
Doing it from this direction.
Okay. Well, that's good. I can get shovel.
Oh, nice. You could also
I could
just doing these
Thieves Town.
first means you can maybe get a hammer, but doesn't.
True. Yeah.
So if you're gonna do Thieves Town, and don't forget chess game.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do Thieves Town and you're gonna only do first 4, do not death warp out unless you want to leave the Dark World.
Right.
However, do death warp out if you want to activate your flute, because then you could just screen transition off of Kakariko and back in and be able to activate your flute in the light world.
Okay.
That would be a very clever use of fake worlds.
I think I'll go for that.
So I'm not sure what this is very individual, but your decision making with regards to doing back of Thieves Town without a hammer is.
Mm-hmm.
You finding that small key in the front is definitely one of the factors to not going back.
Okay.
It always depends for me on what else you find. So if I find a bunch of items in the front, I'm more likely to go to the back, but if I find a map and compass and small key, I definitely don't want to go to the back.
That makes sense. Okay, so death warp and then just screen transition out of Kakariko.
Yep, and then back in.
Cool.
So you found 2 items and small key that is kind of on the borderline of wanting to do it. Mm-hmm. I totally don't blame you for picking one or the other. They're both valid options.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You do have a very quick death warp with that green mail. And now you can see why people don't like getting higher mails in glitch modes.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes things like this much easier.
Absolutely.
So the commentators are going to be very... Wait, well that was strange.
I have the correct music.
Yes, you did. Okay, you're good. I forgot that the enemies are still the same.
Oh, stream.
The commentators are going to be very impressed with this play because you're using fake worlds to your advantage. And that's going to look super cool.
Discord's being weird. I was trying to get to your stream. I'll have to save it. Well, actually, it's kind of there. I kind of have it in the corner.
Is it up? Because I can close it and reopen it. It's possible that it became funky when I disconnected.
I can see it.
Okay, good. Oh yeah, so where do you want to go from here? You can do back of escape. Oh yeah, get your shovel. Back of escape is another thing you haven't done yet.
That's a good call. Okay, got that. Don't touch me, rock.
Now, as far as other Dark World checks go, you have quite a few options. All of them have downsides. For example, you can go into Turtle Rock without any rods. You can go into Pod without a bow. although it is a pendant. You can do... I would do this, actually. Just do Hera. Cinaeth Mountain without a hook shot is also kind of scary. And from there, you're either going to Turtle Rock or you're going to Pod and Catfish.
Yeah, I'd love to get a hook shot. That'd be pretty cool. Hook, don't have a key for that. Okay, so you said the next room is easier with the other crystal active. Is that right?
Yeah, so you want to hit that crystal switch.
Okay.
And then you hit the star tile.
Oh, I do hit the... Okay.
Oh, sorry, you don't hit the star tile. I mean, you can see it very clearly. And now you can just walk straight across. You did... Sorry, I was wrong. I was confusing it with something we won't be talking about this tournament.
Gotcha. And then
it's a no logic thing. Anyway, and you can see it's much easier to dash across that room when you have the switch down, and you get to have the pigs in the safety position. So you got both items, which is actually why you don't want to do Hera Basement first.
I didn't really need to get hearts, but I got hearts. Yeah, I have a lamp, so I can get the basement.
Oh, there's nothing there. Right, you got both items? Am I correct?
Yes, yep.
I'm pretty sure I saw you got both items.
Yep, thanks for the reminder.
Like a heart container downstairs and 50 rupees upstairs.
Yep. Thank you for the reminder. What is your suggestion for current routing?
I would say stay on the mountain. Go to the Dark World. You can go to Cinaeth Mountain and do One Chest and Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave. You can then choose whether you want to go down to Catfish to do pendant pod without a bow and hammer, which kind of sucks. Or you can go to Turtle Rock and do Turtle Rock without a rod, which is... I would personally go for Turtle Rock, but they're both kind of just things you're doing because they're on the way, not necessarily because they're good.
Right.
This is really for doing Super Bunny Cave because you haven't done that yet. I would say your next move after your next save and quit is to just quickly check back of escape. That's pretty much always going to be done from your save and quit anyway. Oh, very nice fire rod. Definitely go to Turtle Rock from here. Because you can do everything except Trinex. You just learned how to mirror wrap, so there's a very good chance that you can just do that later and go straight to Trinex. And
how would I
do Hookshot.
How would I get into Turtle Rock without a mirror?
Go to Hookshot Cave first and get the item. You're going to spin speed clip into the bridge in the middle afterward.
Wait, what? What am I getting in Hookshot Cave?
You can bonk on the chest. Or you can bonk on the rock there.
Can you really?
Yeah, this is in logic. To bonk here, even in no glitches, this is in logic. What you do is you bonk here, and you hold into that direction.
Yep.
That's the one thing to remember. There you go. And then you just do it here.
Okay. I had no idea that you could clear that gap. Just the first one?
Yes. The other ones are hovering only. You don't have to worry about that.
Nice.
Don't think people are going to be hovering in this tournament very much.
Yeah, no. I have done a few hovers, and I'm not good at them.
Well, you've done a few hovers. This is more than I've done, that's for sure. So did you see what I just did there?
I did. I forgot this was a thing.
Okay. It's just a spin speed clip. Just remember that you can't be facing a wall when you do spin speed. You want to enter this door.
Yep.
You never enter the other one, because the other one is bomb blocked, and you'll just die by lasers, and you'll be sad.
The hesitation was me remembering the layout.
Yeah. Now there's something careful. When you get the key from the pokey, don't take it to... Don't open the door with it yet.
Okay. Get back here.
You're going to steal the key and bring it to Chain Chomp's room. That guarantees that you can get back. Oh, you don't have to kill these enemies.
Okay.
These enemies are only locking the bottom and the right door, and you're going to the top door.
Okie doke.
So you can just dash straight up from that room, I believe.
Sure did.
There you go. Nudge around that Medusa like you just did. Kill the pokey. I would use the fire rod in this situation, because you're on a master sword. Grab the key and don't use it.
Dang it.
Yeah, I would use the fire rod in this guy. This is
forgot I just got that. Dang it.
If you can get his key before dying, then you at least won't have to come back here again.
I died. I've only done Turtle Rock in reverse one time so far, so it's definitely still learning this one.
Not a cross keys person?
Nope. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
Stay out of here. Dang it. Oh my gosh. Too many things. Get out of here.
Remember that pretty much everything in this room is doing 4 hearts of damage to you.
Okay, got the key.
Everything except the anti-fairies. Very good. So you're going to do Chain Chomp's room. You're going to make sure you don't accidentally open that door that's facing north.
Okay.
And then you can continue south and do all that, and then you can death warp out of Roller Room.
Stupid Chain Chomp got me. Ugh. At least I can just rush up there.
Yeah. That's why kind of getting that key is the most important step.
Oh, didn't want to do that. Oh, they do too much damage. There we go.
Oh no.
Okay.
Did you get the key?
Yep, we're good. This pokey has a key, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And this is actually why you stole the key, because you weren't guaranteed a small key in that chest.
Mm-hmm.
And you would not have been able to continue, and you would have had to use the medallion to get in the front, which you may or may not have. So I always do the bottom room first, and then I do the roller room. Just remember that when you do the roller room, you do not have the hook shot, and you won't be able to do the hook shot strat.
Right. Whoops.
You probably wouldn't want to anyway, because you're low on health. And you're going to grab the full magic, obviously, because you don't have enough. But also because you're just death warping out of there and not going to return to it.
Right.
Your NMG experience is probably to do that after, but this is not NMG.
So, using the pad to go up instead of down, it only works if you have a hook shot, right?
Yeah, because you have to hook shot to the torches to get off of it.
Right. Okay.
And then you're just going to want to be super careful in the next room. Because you'll get one shot by those. Just take your time.
And you said death warp out of here?
Yeah. So, I'm counting your keys, and I believe that you found one key. The big chest is a small key. One of the two. The big chest is a small key, or the vanilla big key chest. So you can check the big chest and see what you get.
Sounds good.
You actually want to do the big chest. Well, that's okay. You can do the big key chest. Just because of key logic. We can learn key logic later, though. I still only kind of understand it.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Yeah. Big chest is the Cinaeth Samaria.
Yeah.
That's okay, though.
Whoops. Darn it.
You can just death warp out as well if you want.
That'll work. This was intentional. Totally intentional.
I hear that before you do it, and then I watch you do it. It's funny.
Yeah, that's just...
I get spoiled a little bit.
Okay.
Just tell them your mentor told you to death warp. Okay, so now big key chest can be an item, unfortunately. You can continue to laser bridge and check that, and then death warp out.
Okay.
And then check the big key chest, and kind of the hopes that you don't find two keys back here. The fastest way to get here, by the way, is to just use the Cinaeth Samaria on the big chest and walk up, because then you don't have to kill these guys. Right. Oh, yeah, I see. You're checking the big key chest. That makes sense. No, you can keep going. Checking the big key chest makes perfect sense.
I should grab that heart. Now I'm kind of, my wires are getting crossed. Which one is the big key chest? That's fine.
The one on the lava, but that's okay. You can just go whichever way you want. You can do them in either order.
Okay, I'll go for that one.
Sorry, I got a little bit of that stream delay issue.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Where I see you going one way and then
yep.
Start talking about it, and then you're going the other way.
Yep, no worries. Oh, come on. Bad D-pad.
Turtle Rock is definitely, I would say, one of the hardest dungeons to route in this mode.
Uh-huh. Apologize for the roommate's dog in the background. Okay. This time I used Samaria.
Okay, so now you can just get to either room.
Yeah, I think I did the opposite of what you were expecting again.
Yeah, I thought you were going to the back. Thought you were going to get The reason you would go to the back first is because it's a possibility that this middle chest is a small key. And if you can figure out that it's a small key, which I can do for you because I'm counting them, then you can just skip it entirely.
Just a map.
Okay, so it wasn't a small key. You would have had to come back for it. Unless compass was on Cinaeth. I'll admit I was not counting maps and compasses.
It's all good.
But you can go all the way to Laser Bridge now. It's in logic.
That's where I'll go.
Your fastest way is probably to Death Warp.
Noted.
Well, maybe not. Maybe you can go normally. I'm not actually sure. Of course, not from the big room.
I didn't realize these guys were one-hit kill with Fire Rod. That's
They are.
nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Of course, they can have that bouncy ball that hits you, but
Right.
the Fire Rod is probably the best weapon for those.
Okay, so I'm really bad at Laser Bridge, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay, well, you can take Safety Door and Brute Forces if you need to.
I think I will take that door.
Let me get there for you. Because I don't know if you know this strat, but there's 2 of them that you can get just by damage boosting on the pit.
I'm done. What? That's not the direction I told you to go. Dang it.
You can come back for this later if it's giving you too much trouble on Green Mail. Like, if you die here, I would just not do the rest.
Okay.
In fact, you know Mirror Wrap now, and you might actually be better off waiting for a mirror. Because then you don't have to do all this stuff.
I'll give it one shot. Well, if I die, I'll bail. I'm gonna die right now.
Well, that's not a Samaria switch, that's just a walk on it switch.
Oh! Whoops.
That's okay. I would say Back of Escape next, since you haven't done that yet.
Okay.
And we can worry about Laser Bridge later. You'll probably have a mirror shield by then. And now that you have a Fire Rod, you can go to Skullwoods as well. And you have, unfortunately, you don't have normal Dark World access yet, so you'll have to DMD to that.
Right. Flippers, heart, and key.
Well, Flippers is interesting. You probably don't want to go to Ice Palace.
Nope, not yet.
But that's all it does. Just puts Ice Palace in logic. Do you remember this DMD? Where you just clip into this?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll go for
And
that
then
one.
you just walk down.
I didn't do King's Tomb. No, you're trapped after King's Tomb. Never mind.
Yeah. That's a standalone check that you might be able to get with Mitts later. It's up to you if you want to do that.
I'll save it. Gosh. Bad boulder RNG today. There we go.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I probably would have just gone to the one that I am used to using, even though that one is perfectly easy. Oh, I should have checked the ledge, huh?
Yeah.
I'll go check the ledge.
You can do that actually after Skullwoods if you really wanted to,
okay.
Because you've already done Village of Outcasts. The only thing is if you find the hammer, you're going to return to Thieves Town. Mm-hmm. In fact, you probably want to do Thieves Town afterward anyway, just because, like, you've already been to so many places, you still haven't found the hammer. You're running out of nice places for the hammer to be.
Yep.
And I see you're routing Skullwoods very efficiently. You're going to do back to front, which is very good for what you're doing, because you're going to leave Skullwoods after.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, bad hand. Almost got me. Oops.
Just remember to, if you die in here, you won't be able to continue. But if you did die in here, you can check Lumberjack afterward, since that'll put you in the light world. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind if that does happen.
Yep. Thank you for the reminder.
Being able to reroute on the fly is very important in this mode.
Yeah, for sure.
Things can just happen. And being able to respond gracefully to those happenings is kind of what sets apart, you know, good runners who make mistakes and bad runners who make mistakes. Like, everybody makes mistakes, so you just... what you do with that mistake is really what sets you apart.
Right. Makes sense. Oops, dang it. How do you... oh, I can't even do that transition. There's a pot in the way. I think it just... well...
you can do the lamp instead.
Oh, that's right. Well, I already did my green bottle.
You have enough for... oh, okay, you did the green. Green is fine.
Darn it. I would like to damage boost out of that, but I don't want to take any more damage before the boss. This is one of my least favorite bosses. Probably most people's least favorite boss.
Most people's. It's a lot of RNG. Even when you're really good at rando, you still have to deal with Mothula just not cooperating sometimes.
Isn't there a trick where you can, like, get stuck on one of the blocks?
I don't know it, if there is. I would say on your equipment, just focus on dodging and slashing him instead of trying to spin.
Gotcha.
Nice, GG.
Thanks. I don't know if you did this intentionally, but where you have your game paused at, if that's a reminder to me, I appreciate it.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Well, it was mostly in case you needed help with the clip, but I try to go where I think you're going to go next. But it is true that just reminding you to check this is probably a good idea. So you found one item.
Yay, hook
So
shot.
when you do middle... Oh, you found the hook shot?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to refresh your stream. I'm way behind. I was getting some really choppy internet while you were fighting Mothula, and I fell behind by like 20 seconds. Okay, so that was your last item. You can just leave.
Oh, okay.
You got a blue rupee on Mothula.
I need to get better at counting items because I would have just continued like normal.
You can focus on that later for unmentored.
Yep.
For now, we can just count for you, and you can focus on the execution.
For sure. Okay, check the ledge real quick. Anything good up over here? Nope. 10 arrows.
Okay, just to let you know, I'm now on about a 15-second delay that I can't seem to get out of. So just keep that in mind.
Alrighty, no worries.
Are you going to do Thieves Town next? Is that your plan?
Yep.
Okay, I think that's a good plan.
Oh, darn it. That's fine.
So now that you have the Cane of Samaria and the Fire Rod, it might be time to start thinking about Ganon's Tower.
Okay. Yep. And hookshot.
Hookshot matters if you can climb. You can actually climb, but you need the bow for that as well.
True.
And you need the hammer to do the left side. So you're still one item away from using the hookshot in Ganon's Tower in any way.
Gotcha.
Unless you can mimic clip. If you can mimic clip, let me know.
Nope.
Okay.
Darn it.
I'm just gonna assume you need the bow. There's two of them,
out of the way.
Decent chance you'll just find one in Ganon's Tower at this point.
What? I normally throw the pot down at the crystal, and for some reason it shattered before hitting it. Probably hit a spike, weird. I'm guessing.
Sometimes I hit the enemy by accident. Are you comfortable with Ganon's Tower clip?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I am. Especially now that I have hookshot. It's even easier with that.
Yeah, if you die in here, you can also check Lumberjack after. But that's kind of the same as just fluting to 3.
Mm-hmm. True.
And I don't think you're going to die. I think you'll be fine. You're in the room with lots of hearts.
I sure
At least I
am.
think you are.
Oh, and a fairy.
Oh, okay. My stream delay is fixed because you just got the fairy.
Oh, nice.
I was not counting items. Is there an item in the big chest?
I wasn't counting.
You can menu and see if you have the map and compass.
I do.
Unfortunately, I couldn't see you open all the chests because of the stream delay.
Right.
Okay, there's an item in the big chest.
Gotcha.
That's unfortunate, but at this point, hard to justify not doing Thieves Town.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, get out of here. Sorry, did you say I should check the lumberjack?
No, you can't. That was only if you died.
Oh, if I died, right.
Yeah. Now here's another thing you could do after Ganon's Tower. You can't really do anything from here because you don't have the mirror. Mm-hmm. But you could do shovel into Lamolus. Because that gives you an excuse to check shovel.
I don't know. Shovel into land. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so basically you have the shovel, right? You got it from Ether Tablet.
Uh-huh.
So you'd save and quit to Link's house. And then you would do the shovel, and then you would do Cave 45 clip.
Okay.
And then from Cave 45 you do this after GT, but from Cave 45 you would then do the clip, walk around to Desert Palace, and do Lamolus.
Uh-huh.
Because remember when we chose not to do that because it wasn't an item?
Yep.
But now there's an item you can route with it. So it's kind of like a free check of the shovel.
Gotcha.
Since you don't have the mirror and can't do it really any other way.
Gotcha.
Flute Boy is in my practice hack.
How dare he?
I forgot about him.
Right. I guess I'll grab the key over here. Can't proceed though. So is it... I'm always paranoid about opening that center door between the two sides. Is that
just
justified?
Don't open it.
Okay. I never do.
Just leave it alone. Because what can happen is you can small key locked out of the climb if you don't have the hammer, but you have the big key and the bow.
Right.
Because if you find a bow in here and the big key, then you can just climb the tower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cape is nice. Now Laser Bridge is much easier.
Sure is.
If you want to return to that, you can do Hookshot Cave and Laser Bridge. Although it would be much nicer if you also had the ice rod going into that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At this point, it is one key is on Laser Bridge currently, so you only have 3 items that you can get.
Gotcha.
And if you were to find the mirror, if you're confident, you could try the mirror app and get there quicker.
No, I want to practice that one more.
I think the best time to do Hookshot Cave is when you get a bow and hammer.
Okay.
Although pod is a pendant, it is a lot of items. You can do pod. With pod being a pendant, I would feel a little better about going in there without a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Were you by any chance paying attention to which crystals are red? Probably not, right?
No, I did not.
I don't usually either. It's just that you don't have the mirror yet.
I don't want to...
Do you know the Samaria version of this room?
I don't.
You can just throw a Samaria block over and detonate it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It's actually much easier.
For sure. That is a lot easier.
And you always have this cane of Samaria when you're in this room. Blue mail. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you can continue to ice Armos. You can use your cape to get through this room if you have enough magic. Or you can just, if you walk down slightly and then go up and then go down, you load in this fight correctly so you can just dodge everything.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I'm sure with the stream delay it's
Yeah.
not going to work that way, but
it's a little too late now. But that's good to know.
You're fine. You can just do that. You didn't find the big key, right?
No.
Okay. You could also bonk next to the door to get to this middle platform.
Oh, okay.
You just have to bait the beetle so that he doesn't bonk you back.
Interesting. Oops. Normally do the other one. That's fine.
Now just... Well, I guess you don't have the mirror, but if you did have the mirror, just remember that if you find the big chest in here, or the big key, to check the big chest.
Right.
That's a very easy thing to forget.
Wish I had the powder. I don't want to take any more damage.
You just wait for him.
Yep. That is what I did. Wish I had a bow.
Yeah. You are unfortunately on the worst possible weapon for this fight.
Uh-huh.
Your pokes actually do more damage than your slashes.
Do they really? Okay.
Yep. Because you're on Master Sword and Armos is stupid. Of course, slashes are, like, easier. And your spins, I believe, do the same damage as pokes and fighter slashes.
Okay.
They really didn't want you using a sword on this boss fight in vanilla.
Right. Do bombs do anything? I don't think they do, right?
They do. You only have 9 of them. And it's really hard to actually hit them with bombs.
Gotcha.
I'm guessing they probably do the same damage as your sword. Yeah, keeping one out of formation and slashing is kind of the way to go for the sword fight.
Oh my gosh, they do a lot of damage. Oh, no, they don't. What? I thought I was at like 7 hearts and then I was at 4. I guess I'm just going crazy.
You've been being chipped away out for this fight. They are doing half a heart at the moment.
Oh, come on. I need to start being a little more careful.
Okay. So this is where you want to use your pokes.
Yep. That fight sucks without a bow.
Yeah. This is... Master Sword Armos is one of the worst things in the world. Unfortunately, sometimes you just have to.
Did I just get the big key?
Small key.
No, I didn't.
You did not get the big key. Okay, so you're done with Ganon's Tower. There's nothing more you can do in here.
Save and quit, or...
Save and quit.
Yeah, I have to save and quit because it was a clip.
You're actually trapped in here.
Yep.
So what do you want to do next? Do you want to do Hookshot Cave and dip Pod? Do you want to dip Eastern? You haven't been in there yet. You could do Lambo and Shovel. I would say Lambo and Shovel is a good idea.
Let's do that. Mm-hmm.
That's a free, kind of a free check that you can think about your next move doing.
Okay, got some bombs. Click back up over here.
I suppose another thing you could do is you could do Hookshot Cave, Catfish, graveyard ledge. Sorry, not graveyard ledge. Pyramid ledge. Because you're still without a mirror. So it's looking like you're not really going to be able to do pyramid with Pyramid Fairy.
Right. That sounds good. I'll do that after this.
Unless this is a red crystal. If this is a red crystal, then you might want to wait until you get a hammer so you can do Big Bomb. But waiting for a hammer means you're going to Pod or Ice Palace without a hammer, and that sucks too. Or Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod.
Mm-hmm. Is there any magic in these 2 pots over here?
One of them is magic.
Okay.
One of them is arrows. The one on the right is magic.
Cool. I like to put a Samaria block in the middle just because it's helpful.
It causes lag.
Okay, yeah, I guess would the lag be less beneficial than a little bit of damage?
I'm not sure. It's an interesting strat, for sure. It is doing Fighter Sword damage, so... Yeah, this is actually a really good strat for Fighter Sword. I never considered it. And it doesn't look like the lag is too bad. Yeah, that actually did a lot of damage. I will be borrowing that strat.
Nice.
I may set it, but I actually quite like it now.
Okay, let's check the color of that crystal when we get out of here.
And then Hookshot Cave, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
That'll just determine what you do from Hookshot Cave, because you're going to probably go down to Catfish unless you find an Ice Rod.
Okay, the blue one.
That's good. I mean, you can't do Pyramid Fairy anyway. It's hammer locked.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how to do a Catfish?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
And then I'll set you up in that spot where if you do decide to go to Pod, like you find a bow up here, where you'd be doing that teleport to Pod.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks.
There's also a potion shop nearby if you want to do a potion glitch. You could do the potion... Buy the potion at the potion shop, which is where the witch normally is. And then you can clip down the same way you do for Eastern, except you tap left afterward. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'm getting my wires crossed. I just went to clip, or to get to Dark World through Rock, and I don't have a hammer.
Yeah, you don't have the hammer.
Let's do that again, but climb the mountain.
Sorry, I wasn't paying enough attention.
You're good. You're good. No worries.
I was thinking about the next move. Trying to get to that spot.
No worries.
I believe there's still King's Tomb if you want to do one-offs.
True.
Before doing things like Ice Palace, which is pretty horrible.
Yep.
That would probably get rid of those Sphere 1 locations like King's Tomb. Eastern Palace is a maybe because it's a pendant. Going in there without a bow isn't nearly as scary.
Right. True. It's a very good point.
This is looking to be a kind of nasty seed. This is the fact that it hasn't given you a mirror in all this time.
Right?
And the fact that it hasn't given you the hammer.
Okay. Hookshot Cave. My mind is still a little blown that the first chest is in logic without a hookshot. Did not know that.
Yep. Even in no glitches.
Crazy.
Also, you expected to get into Misery Mire without a hookshot. I'm not sure you're aware of that.
I do know that one. Yep.
Okay. It's the same principle.
Oh, you said I don't need to dash there, but I remembered a little too late. So I dashed.
I'm glad it works. I mean, if you're doing the same exact thing for Catfish and Zora, it kind of helps with muscle memory.
Yep.
You don't have to remember 2 different things.
Okay, now Pyramid Ledge, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Unless you can do Pyramid Ledge and then Pod. Just enter Pod from the front.
Sounds like a plan.
I would buy Potion on the way.
That also sounds like a plan. Get out of here.
The potion is here where I am. I don't know if you can see that.
Huh?
Do you see in my practice hack? I'm at the potion shop. This is where you would be buying your red potion.
Yeah. Red mail on Pyramid. Wait, I can't buy that. Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was telling you earlier.
Sorry, yeah. I forgot that's... I don't think I've legitimately gone in that shop in, like, years. I forgot it was a... My bad.
This is, overall glitches. I'm going to Pod and need a potion for their left side.
Nice.
I guess it's not something you really do in no glitches because you're not coming from Catfish's direction.
Right, exactly.
I hadn't thought of that. Alright, and you can just clip to Pod from here since you're doing this anyway.
True.
Now remember to tap left afterward. It's the same as Eastern, right here.
Okay.
Down teleport and then tap left after transitioning down on the left.
Got it. That's a nice shortcut.
Yeah, and then you can just grab Kiki, which is this way. There's nothing to do after Pod besides save and quit, unless you find the mirror.
Right.
So just start thinking about your next save and quit start. Probably King's Tomb, because you haven't done that yet.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll be real sad if King's Tomb is mirror, because I've had access to it for so long.
Unfortunately, King's Tomb is one of those locations that just kind of orphans itself based on where it is. The fact that you have to do it by itself from a save and quit most of the time means a lot of people will just put it off forever.
Yep.
And then after that, I want to say your only option is back to Turtle Rock or Pendant Ice Palace without a hammer.
I think I would go Turtle Rock first.
Yeah, I would go Turtle Rock too. Just because the chance that you'll find something there is a little higher. You got 3 chests that might have an item in them.
Yep.
If you do find an ice rod, at least you're in a crystal dungeon.
Yep. Oh, don't do that. I have a bad habit of getting to the room with the wall that you break through and then just going through the portal for no reason.
Just going back and forth. That's funny.
Oh wait, I can't get through this, can I?
This is what the potion is for. Do you know potion glitch?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Let me load up the state. It's very easy. I realize you didn't. Now you don't know why I told you to get a potion. Kiki skip. Okay, this is I guess you don't do this room in speedruns. Oh, I'm in EG. Thanks, practice hack. Practice hack's a little janky. Okay, so I just did not realize that you didn't know how to do potion glitch. Get there real quick. Okay, so any potion you can use, you're going to First, you're going to want to clear the enemies in this room before it, because you're going to do it in this room here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What you're doing is you're getting the mimics off screen. So you have this door open. Now you stand between these lanterns on the wall. And as you're walking, you're going to drink the potion. And then you're going to walk until you're here. And then you're going to walk up. Just don't walk too far to the right or the left.
Okay.
In fact, don't walk right at all. You just want to nudge around this edge. And you want to nudge around this edge. And then walk towards this wall.
Okay.
Have you done it?
No. Okay, I'm doing it. Okay, I'm on the wall.
Okay, and your camera is unlocked?
Yep.
Now you can manipulate the mimics by grabbing the wall with your D-pad neutral and get all the mimics off screen. You're going to have to get the red mimic to hit this like bottle, this pot.
Gotcha. Okay.
There you go.
What?
Now you just did. This is called Potion Camera Unlock. This is how you sequence break the bow and pod when you don't know how to mimic clip. It's quite a bit easier than mimic clipping, so it's good to know.
Had no idea that was a thing. Thank you. I will use that in many runs to come.
Now, this is bow locked, this dungeon, because you didn't find a key in the front.
I have a key.
Well, you found the key just now, right?
Oh, I guess
You found it in the left side. But you can continue. So now you're going to actually have to death warp or walk back. I think you're just going to want to walk.
Saving.
Not saving. That's okay. That's okay, because it's out of logic anyway.
So Turtle Rock? Yeah.
Well, you learned a new minor glitch on Restream, which is funny.
I did, yeah. There's a hair, like a cat hair, on my face, and it's driving me crazy. Yeah, that's a really neat little glitch. I like that. Back up to Turtle Rock we go.
And this time you'll have the cape, so it'll be a little easier. Just remember that when you walk in, just go straight up using the Cane of Samaria. That's the fastest way to the big key door.
Right. Thank you for the reminder. Actually, I can just hookshot now. Oh, darn it. Went the wrong direction on the... whatever this room is called. Okay.
You want to take safety door, probably.
Okay, I'll do that after
just
this
in case.
first one. Yep, good call.
Well, actually, I mean, you could just use the cape. Because if you find nothing...
It's already open.
If you find nothing, you're just going to save and quit out of here.
True. Can't beat the boss yet. Well, that was bad.
I kind of forgot you had both cape and half magic, and would have been able to just do the whole thing with cape. Magic powder. Okay. Do you know how to do that without the hammer?
Nope.
Okay. Well, given that that's what you found, let's go there.
Oh,
because
yes, sorry, I misinterpreted. I know how to do that. Yeah.
The magic back clip? Okay.
Yep.
That's good. So you have the flute, so that's a really quick check to do from a save and quit. So I would just knock that out of the way because your next options are really bad. It's basically just go to Ice Palace. I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed, but as far as I'm aware, it is just Ice Palace.
Okay.
Unless you can think of something.
Nope. I'm with you on that. Dang it. I talked to the lady that doesn't like people. Okay.
And then the other thing, Ice Palace Flipper app, which you told me you've been practicing.
Darn it.
Oh, did you soft lock?
Yep.
Oh yeah, if you go too far in, you just land in the water. That's okay, you can just try again, save and quit.
Yep.
You can go in very shallow before dashing up.
Okay.
Like, can you see where my sword is? I'm actually to the right of that black line that bisects the rock.
Gotcha.
That positioning works, and you can just dash up and hold right.
Good to know. That's a good marker. I dashed into the lady again. One day I'll learn.
Creeper. It's basically Untitled Goose Game, right? She's just shooing you.
Uh-huh.
Shut up. And hold right. There you go. Sounds like you have the rest down. Hopefully this is something good.
Hopefully.
Because your alternatives are pretty nasty.
I guess it's a good thing I've been practicing that Ice Palace clip.
Yeah. I would buy potions before ice because you're out of magic.
Okay.
You have the flute and it's really easy to do so.
Yep.
And you have money.
Yep. Ooh, where are you clipping to?
Oh, nowhere. I don't even have the flippers. That doesn't actually do anything. I was just trying it.
Gotcha. Okay. Got my magic. Get to do the bomb jump we practiced again.
Oh, yeah. You probably want to heal at her and actually drink the green potion. Because when you go into Ice Palace, the first thing you're going to do is cast the fire rod. And you don't have enough magic for that.
True, yep.
So depending on how confident you are in Ice Palace, you can go in with just the green potion.
I have red mail at this point. I think I'll be okay.
Okay, that's good.
Do quick dashes not work on when you're jumping north?
Yeah, so you can jump north quick hop, but you can't be facing north. You can jump north while facing sideways and diagonal into it, and that will get you there.
Gotcha.
Now, I hope I haven't forgotten something. I think between the two of us, we've narrowed it down that it's something in Ice Palace. Oh, Lumberjack is an option. That's something we didn't check.
True.
That's pretty horrible, but...
Yeah, I sure hope we don't have to go through, Castle Tower.
That was a very different jump you did there. I don't know if that'll work the second time around. But what you want to do after doing this is, tap up and then dash turn down. Okay. Don't tap up that much. like tap up and then dash turn down, and then you just walk down.
Okay.
Until you can't anymore. Okay, from there, you're going to tap into the transition, and then you're going to...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I did something wrong. Apparently that's weird. I am apparently not... I don't know what I've done there. You did it right. I didn't.
It happens.
Okay. I must have been, like, demonstrating and gone the wrong way at some point.
I'm sure the mindset of doing the glitch and, like, mentoring
showing the glitch
is very different. Sure wish I had a better sword for these guys.
Yeah, there's a neat little strap you can learn later, but for now you're just gonna hookshot them. I'm gonna be very amused if it's actually just Lumberjack. Because that's really disgusting. I mean, so is Ice Palace, but Lumberjack is special.
Oh yeah, no, that's the worst.
It does suck that, like, if it is Lumberjack, that you could have checked that a lot earlier, but that's okay.
I don't think I told you about... I know I mentioned it, but I don't think I described the terrible seed I played yesterday.
You don't know Icebreaker, do you?
Nope.
Okay, we'll teach it later. In fact, it's questionable if you even want an IPBJ here, because in Icebreaker, you don't have the hammer, so that would be like a one-way trip.
Why didn't these guys die? What the heck?
Oh, that was weird. They have some weird, like their state is tied to each other, where, like, if one of them is down, the other one will
that's strange.
Die.
I don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, we take advantage of it in the speed strat, but
interesting.
When it goes wrong, it's kind of messed up. I would say don't do the bomb jump. Just walk, because you don't have the hammer. This is a pendant. Even if you did have the hammer, you don't really care as much about killing Cold Stare. And it's actually faster to clear this out without the bomb jump if you're not going to fight Cold Stare.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I would have just done it and regretted my decisions.
Trying to remember if this pendant is green or not.
I want to say it was blue, but I don't know for sure. So it's been a long time since I've done Ice Palace without doing the bomb jump. Should I route left or right?
Go through the key door.
Okay.
Because you can get the one chest in there that's in logic.
It's a map.
And then you can't go farther in this room, so you're going to have to backtrack.
Down the stairs or to the left?
Isn't to the left? Oh, to the left. Yes, to the left.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where you actually are.
Oh, right. Sorry.
To the left.
Stream delay.
You're going to go across that spike room again, and you're going to go to Freezor room. You're going to kill the Freezors.
Yep.
Depending on what you find. I don't know if you know. You found hammer and ice. All right. Do you want to clear the rest of ice?
Might as well.
Yeah, you have the cane, so not doing the bomb jump is fine because you can just cane it.
Right.
You can. Yeah, you're gonna drop down and hook and just kind of do iced tea the long way because it's actually gonna take you to the part you didn't do yet. Because you didn't have the hammer, if that makes sense. Because you're going to walk up that long icy room and you're going to do that hookshot room with the 4 baris.
Yep.
And going to do the 2 chests that you couldn't do without the hammer.
Yep.
Hammer and Ice Palace for our very first tournament seed. That is...
It's special. Special.
Can you tell I rolled this seed? I always roll seeds like this.
Do you remember during practice I was like, I sure hope that the seed tonight is generous.
Oh, And then I was like, oh, good, because I'm not rolling it. Fine. And then Amerith is like, I don't know how to roll it. Can a mentor help? I'm like, dang it. This means I have to roll it. This means it's going to be bad.
That's too funny.
Well, it wasn't Lumberjack. Lumberjack would have been.
That's
really
true.
feels
That would have
bad
been.
then.
That would have been worse.
Because most people check that first.
Uh-huh. That would. Oops. That would have been real bad.
So I'm trying to think of what hammer actually does for you. It's actually very little. Most of it is in tower.
Uh-huh.
So you're probably just going to do that next and see what you find there. Because most of what the hammer unlocks is in Ice Palace and in Ganon's Tower.
Sorry, did you say Thieves Town next?
Ganon's Tower.
Okay.
GT.
Yep.
But good call. Thieves Town's an item too. We're really hoping that's not something good.
Although I haven't done the backside at all, so it's...
Oh, you haven't done the backside. You did.
No, I did. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, you did it on your second trip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just the boss, right?
And
because you did
chest.
The big chest. You didn't have the big key the first time.
Nope.
Good call. So you just go straight across the freezer, and you're gonna drop down and hook shot through those blocks again.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to do that, right? Hook
I
shot
do.
through the blocks?
I do.
Okay.
Rude. He hit me as I'm like a single pixel sprite falling.
Oh,
Nope.
the 1.0.
I messed the first one up. Hopefully the second one works. It did.
Good.
Just a key.
I've done that too.
Feels bad.
Okay, cold stare. I believe cold stare does have an item. I wasn't really counting as well, but I know you got 2 keys. So at the very least, it's a compass or map.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's an item because I think I remember you getting both of those. You can always check
Yep.
your map. Oh yeah, it's an item.
I don't know which one's faster, but I always go with Bombos if I can for the ice shield.
I would say when you're on Master Sword, go for Bombos because then you can use the Fire Rod for the rest and have much more magic for. Bombos is technically slower, but on Master Sword you make up for that by having a better weapon for phase 2.
And I need the potion.
And you can get double hits like that, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, like, aggroing one at a time, too. That's one of the things that makes Cold Stare easier.
Thanks.
You can't just Master Sword spin him, too. If you
Yeah,
wanted to.
I probably should have.
But
He only had 1 hit left.
You have easy potion shop access and money, so there's no need to be stingy with your potions.
And now I have even more money.
Alright, and the pendant is red.
So GT?
GT. There's still 3 items from Go mode. You do need the bow, ice rod, and mirror.
Mm-hmm. I could run over to Lumberjack and check that.
You could, yeah. And then you can just flute over too. Might as well get those out of the way. It's been in Logic for quite a long time.
Quite a long time. I haven't done King's Tomb, have I? Yet either.
Did you?
I don't think it did.
I guess not. I'm trying to think of what you did instead when we said do King's Tomb.
I said I was going to do it, and then I, for whatever reason, accidentally went to Graveyard Ledge.
Oh, okay.
It's just bombs on Lumberjack, thankfully.
Okay. Yeah, so King's Tomb, if you want. You can also do Spike Cave now, that's in Logic, with the hammer.
Yep.
You can do Spike Cave on the way to Gan's Tower.
Okay.
The way you do that is... Let's do this properly. So you would do your GT clip, right? but on the way down, you're going to drop to Spy Cave ledge. I just yeeted. Oh, nice. That was interesting. I've never seen it done that way before.
It's yeah, because I didn't mean to move down.
I've actually I didn't know that was possible.
I didn't either. It was kind of just a hope.
That's really funny. So after you go into Mirror Portal, remember how I was telling you can fix the soft lock from picking up the bush by dropping down to Spike Cave? Well, that first time you drop down, this is Spike Cave right here.
Got it. Okay.
And you can walk in and do it.
I will go for that. Or I'll soft lock myself. I'll go for that next.
If you hold up in that position, you come out of the soft lock.
I thought
for future reference.
Do you have to hold it for a pretty long time?
You have to hold it for a little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's more than just tapping. You have to hold it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can't actually do Spike Cave on my equipment. Now, exiting Spike Cave, when you're at the other end of it, you're going to pick up those heart pots. And you're going to get spin speed or hook speed on the stairs. And you're going to activate your cape. And then run out as fast as you can with your spin speed. And that lets you do Spike Cave and GT together.
Had a rough time finding Spike Cave.
It's there. You just have to find it.
Sorry, I was distracted trying to find it. Could you repeat what you just said?
When you're at... So you're going to do Spike Cave. When you're at the other end, you're going to want to exit Spike Cave. So you're going to pick up the pots that are in the heart. Sorry. The hearts that are in the pots.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to get a spin speed. Like an actual... going fast spin speed.
Oh,
Ideally, you would be using health here and magic on the way out. And then you can spin speed out with your invincibility active. So you hit the cape and you run out as fast as you can.
Interesting.
That's vanilla. That is the vanilla location of Cane of Verna.
Nice.
So yeah, you could activate Berna here with their speed.
Are they equal on magic consumption? Because I don't have a lot.
Berna is better.
Okay. Nice. Cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's an old cross key strat.
Oh, right. This doesn't fix my camera. I forgot about that.
Nope. So you're going to go down here next and do the GT clip. And that's a nice little way to route in Spike Cave.
I like that. Thank you for showing me.
Now, sometime on the way to the big chest, or on the way to Random Room, you're going to find the big key. You're going to have to remember to continue and check the big chest.
Yes. Yep.
And if you need a magic refill, you can also go back to the room with the 4 torches and... But I would do that last because you might find the mirror and that'll make it faster.
Wow. That's interesting loot table for the Stealthos.
Oh, you have, you stunned them, right? That's actually your stun prize.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you have a fairy stun prize. Keep that in mind. That's a really good stun prize.
Yeah, no kidding. Nope. Get the chest.
I don't know if you're aware, but this chest is also in logic with only the boots. You don't need the hook shot. Because you can bonk all the way across.
Got it.
Just something to know. Huh, I've never seen the red boom strat like that before.
Really?
I don't know. When I try it, the boom always goes off screen for some reason. Oh, I just tried to quick swap in the practice hack. Feels bad, man.
Sure does.
Okay, don't forget to check the big chest. I'm going to be back in 1 minute.
Okay, sounds good. Get out of here.
I see you have found the mirror.
I did.
Okay, so the mirror unlocks Swamp Palace. It unlocks Pyramid Fairy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't do climb. I don't have a bow. I was about to head up.
Yeah, you don't have the bow. It's okay. And Ganon's Tower is always a save and quit. I guess you could go to Swamp next. It's pretty dense. If Swamp is a red crystal, you could even escort the big bomb, and it would probably be faster than doing Pyramid Fairy clip.
Oh, I'm in Light World. You know, I didn't expect this little bomb jump to come in handy so many times tonight, but I'm really glad you showed it to me.
Mm-hmm. You do have the hammer.
Oh, I'm so used to doing it now.
That's funny.
Oh, man. I'm so used to not having good equipment.
Oh, you need ether too. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, this seed sucks. I mean, at least you've full cleared it so that you know that anything you follow at this point is probably going to lead to progression.
Mm-hmm. True.
I would say skipping left side swamp would be kind of crazy at this point, given how little is left.
For sure.
Do you know how to do diver down?
I do.
Okay, that's nice. I think the next minor glitch you should learn is Icebreaker.
Okay. I've
We'll
heard of it.
later.
I just, I don't know. I guess I forgot to look it up.
It's basically easier than the IPBJ.
Okay.
And a lot better because it makes the dungeon faster.
Nice.
Of course, it requires the Cane of Samaria, so IPBJ is still worth learning.
Mm-hmm.
I think you already know how to do that one.
I do. Do indeed. It's funny how linear some of the dungeons are just from the way rando works. Such as Swamp. Hey, medallion.
Oh, nice. You could go to Mire next after Swamp.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's really good. You haven't found map or compass yet, have you?
Nope.
Okay, so I would go to the back first.
Really?
Because if you go to the left side, you might just find the map and compass there and be very sad.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah.
that's okay.
I guess I've never
You're
considered it that way.
You're already here, and
I
you
already
spent the key. So you'll probably want to do the diver down thing.
Yes.
That's okay, though.
I spent the key. Right. Right.
That's that stream delay again.
Mm-hmm. Darn it. I was hoping the electric effect would turn off before I got to him.
It always turns on right when you reach him, and turns off right after.
Isn't there a way to make this process a little quicker?
Yeah, you use a variant of diver down called dive bomber. But you've already done the parts that would skip. So,
right.
We can learn that later, but since you already have the basics, it won't be that hard.
Nice.
In fact, I could just show you while you're doing this because this is a swamp and you can probably autopilot this.
Yep. Sure can. Oh, get out of here.
Dang it. Practice hack put me in EG again. I don't know why it does that. It doesn't like certain save states. So the way you would do it is you flood the key.
Okay.
Big key, alright. And then you place a bomb. You place a bomb, and then you exit right as... But before the crystal switch gets hit. And that bomb actually gets frozen in that animation. So that you can do your diver down.
Okay.
And when you transition up to the key, the bomb will go off. Because you've loaded it back in.
Interesting.
See? It's like magic. It's almost like spooky action, except you're just delaying a bomb.
I like it.
Nice. Okay. Well, the good thing is it wasn't map and compass on the left side. This was actually the most efficient way to full clear swamp.
Nice. Uh-oh. Hope I have enough magic. I think I do. Oh, I sure do now. I just got a full drop.
Nice.
Right there. There. Kind of messed up the inputs, but I still got it.
Oh, you do the old method, where you do like a one frame up. Interesting.
I wasn't even aware that there was a new message or method.
Yeah, it's the method that Koi teaches, where you jump in the water and then you actually do the cane on the other side. It's the same. You're gonna want to use it for this side because I don't think you can do it in this room that way.
Gotcha.
Basically, you put the block here, lining up with the railing, and then you jump in the water. And while you're jumping, you go down right. And then as soon as you hit the water and turn, you're going to switch to right. And then that puts you here, and you can hold out your sword and do the rest.
Nice.
It's actually a really similar motion to doing Graveyard Ledge Clip.
Gotcha.
Where you're just kind of letting go of a direction. I can't believe you're... Oh, you're untempered. Did you find a sword in here?
This was King's Tomb.
King's Tomb. Oh, nice. Apparently, you just straight up didn't notice that you had found a sword. Alright, so Misery Mire next.
Where's red crystal? I don't remember now.
Well, it's okay. You can just do the clip later, because you're going to go to Meyer.
Right.
When you go to Meyer, you're going to clip in the same spot you did before, at the very bottom of the screen. Down here.
Sounds good. Third one?
Yeah. And then you tap right, and then you just go up.
Oh, what? Come on. Let me in.
So, Cinaeth finished.
Ah, I was just thinking. I wonder how he's doing.
Up to you if you want to continue.
Yeah, I'll finish it up.
This was about three or 4 minutes ago.
Got it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I've been pronouncing the name wrong. Cinaeth. Cinaeth.
I just learned that as well. I've been pronouncing it the way that you said it.
He was putting his pronunciation in chat and I completely ignored it. Cinaeth. It's like Cinaeth, but softer, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can pronounce orange.
Oh, come on. I don't know. That's a hard one.
Oh, interesting. They're interviewing both mentor and mentee.
Nice.
Do you know about the clipping the fire rod through the block thing?
It sounds familiar. I feel like
it's the same timing as hooking through them, like hook shotting.
Oh, okay.
You just use the fire rod and you can fire rod them directly through the block while pushing and save
Nice.
like a lot of time on the sequence.
That's nice. Oops.
You can also fire rod through these metal bars at the very bottom.
Oh, didn't know that either.
So what you do is you clip the top 3, wait, the top 2 and then bottom 1, and then you go around because of the whiz webs in your way.
Nice.
So I haven't been counting items in your dungeon.
That's okay.
But it looks like you're just on your way to the boss anyway.
Yeah, I got big key and then on the way to the on the way to the boss.
That was one item.
What's that?
Oh, I was just noting that you got an item.
Gotcha. Oh, I should grab that magic.
Do you have any, well, I guess you have the cape. That's probably what you'll be using here.
Yeah, well, in retrospect.
So if you, have you already fought Vitreous?
Oh,
Do I have to refresh?
No, you're good. Sorry, I was thinking something else.
Yeah, I was just saying you use cape on Vitreous. If you spam your sword while your cape is active, so you just stand under the eyes and spam, it won't drain nearly as fast.
Okay.
Because the game can't really do 2 things at once. And 2 of those things are draining your magic and using.
Nice.
Now, you do have a lot of health now, and you have half magic, so if you wanted to, you could get, like, spins with the cape, which is a little faster, but not nearly as safe.
Mm-hmm. So just cape and spam up by the eyes?
Yep.
Nice.
Just remember that the cape takes about a second before you can use it after menuing. You can even get some hits on the big eye this way because you don't have the bow, so you're going to be slashing the big eye as well.
Mm-hmm.
And those hits do count. They will damage Vitreous. He won't actually die until you phase him, though.
That's interesting.
But you can see how slowly your magic is draining when you do this.
Yeah.
You only lost basically your 1 magic bar. So even if you didn't have half magic, a bow. Okay. Well, this is going to be pretty linear from here. Ganon's Tower Climb is probably a good call, although you can do Overworld. You can do Pyramid Fairy if you wanted to. I think GT Climb is most likely to.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because you can get to Ice Rod, and I mean you can get to like make progress by fighting Agatu, and also do Pod afterward.
Yep.
If you're still looking for things. Although if you wanted to, you could do Ganon's Tower Climb and then do Pyramid Fairy into Pod. I do wonder if Ice Rod is in Pod, if it's possible to get that much earlier with the glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Which you did, you just saved and quit, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay.
Yep, and it wasn't even an intentional one.
Yeah, but it was also not necessarily wrong, because it was out of logic, and you had things to do in logic that were more likely to lead to progression.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Meant to turn. Really? Twice? I meant to turn. Thank you. If I get really desperate, could always mirror clip down to Mimic Cave too.
Oh,
But
Mimic Cave, yeah. You would spin speed clip to that. It's a little faster.
okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Yep, I forgot that little lip is there. Again. Oh god. Don't. Darn it. Throw off my time. Okay, grabbing the wall. Okay. Oh my goodness. Taking all sorts of damage in here. Oh my gosh, stop it.
Well, you got that stun prize, which is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. It's a really convenient one.
Can't remember the last time I had a fairy stun prize.
Ugh, come on. Yep, cool. Just walked right off the edge. Love that. I'm guessing there's a better strategy for this lamp room than what I use.
You basically just kind of do them one at a time. And then you fire rod the bottom one from below. I suppose while you're in a cutscene, I can show you. Alright, well, if the random number god is merciful, this will just be the ice rod up here.
Hey,
that sounds like you getting the ice rod.
Yep.
Very nice. All right. Well, you got to skip, at least skip pod. You saved time by saving and quitting out.
True.
You also have elite rupees. I would like to point that out.
I do. Nice.
You're gonna finish in style. Just don't collect any more,
Don't
okay?
fall off the edge. Thank you. Yeah, right. I'll try my best. That's really funny.
That is some. I don't know how you didn't fall there.
I know, right?
That was.
I'm amazed I didn't fall.
Cool. I mean, since it's up to you if you want to just try mirror wrap, since the race is over and you can show off what you learned, or if you just want to go for what's familiar.
Yeah, sure. I can try mirror rep. Might as well.
You'll just be saving and quitting to the mountain after this because that's the fastest way to try next.
Right.
Aw, that could have been a triple, but it was a blue ball.
Right?
Oh, feels bad. That was good.
Thanks.
Nice. Okay, so while you're in the cutscene, I'm going to show you torches.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I have no magic. I guess it expects me to not have magic up here. This is the speedrun. Haven't not learned the split yet. I'm in EG again. Stop it.
What?
They keep spitting me in EG in these stupid save states.
Fantastic.
I think I just need to get a new practice hack.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, you're just going to be climbing the mountain to Turtle Rock. So the way you do it, you just go up here, you do your fire rod. You go here, you do your fire rod. And you just walk around, do your fire rod. Dash down here.
That makes sense.
Pick up this pot, grab the magic fire rod up, and dash through.
That makes sense. Much quicker.
So do you remember the inputs? The inputs are, after the teleport,
left
you do...
down. Left
it's
and
down
then
and then left.
Oh,
down
okay.
and then left.
Okay. And then one of the half circles, and then down and then left again?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to buffer while menuing to mirror the upright. Okay, that's okay. Nice. Okay, so now you're on the edge. You're just gonna drop to the edge and mirror wrap.
Yep. Come on.
I know some people have an easier time if they're using the same hand to hit buttons.
That's fair. I'll try that.
Just don't forget to drop down.
Mm-hmm. So, never mind. There we go.
You did it. Okay, now you're going to transition and hold up. And then you're going to walk into Laser Bridge.
Did you say
and
hold
yours
up?
Will,
oh, I didn't transition.
Yeah, you transition.
Darn it.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's my bad. Is there a way to save this, or should I save and quit?
Just save and quit.
Okay. Rip.
It's okay. You learned this literally today.
Yep.
You can tell the commentators that I'm not really supposed to be teaching mirror wrap just yet, but some people have learned it, so. And it's not that hard.
Yeah, really, I think the biggest thing I need to practice is getting the input.
Yeah, it's just, it's scene frame, which is inherently difficult.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing is that you're committing this part to muscle memory.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I'll for the sake of completing this, I'm just gonna go to pegs. But I will definitely be practicing that more.
You wouldn't really go to pegs. You would just climb the mountain like this in the Dark World, and then you would just clip in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Rather than going to the front.
Yep.
I mean, you can use the pegs if you want. They're there.
I mean,
you don't have the mitts.
But you can teleport to pegs, though, right?
You can teleport to pegs. But it would have been faster to just do that.
Yep.
And then just go here.
Get out of here. Oh, that's... You need to stop accidentally going to the left when I get on the little platform thing in this room. And then I passed it. Dang it. Oh my gosh, I hate this room.
Okay.
Okay.
So the way you do this room, you go this way. You go this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. I'm saying this way because I'm really bad at left and right. And then I think most people actually go this way, and then they just go down from here. Now, if you were to take this path, you can get a free magic refill and 2 heart. And then you can go down and go left, and you just hold left until you're at the platform, and then you hold down.
Huh, okay. I wasn't aware going to the right was going to be quicker in there after the center platform.
I think it's quicker. It's how I see other people do it, and I usually assume that that means it's quicker.
Yeah, that
but
makes
it also
sense.
gives you access to that magic and hearts, which is really nice to have.
Yep. That's nice.
But the beginning of the room is always a bunch of alternating right and... I'm just going to see what your route does. Your route gets me hit a lot.
Yeah.
So I can see why people don't do it now.
That is my main issue. I get hit a lot.
Now, if you have the hook shot, you can use the hook shot to get iframes.
True.
I'm not sure. Did you take safety door?
Nope.
Okay. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Stop moving.
Okay, good.
Oh, God.
I think you can get hit once and survive.
Yep. Just got hit.
I do know that different parts of him do different damage. I wouldn't try for spins here. I would just slash him.
Okay.
You have more maneuverability, and he's actually very nimble in this stage.
I'm dead.
Oh, okay.
Do
you want to finish, or do you want to go into interview?
Yeah, I'll forfeit.
It's up to you. You found go mode, so you've seen the seed.
Yeah, I'll call it quits. R.I.P.
GG.
GG.
Well, this is a first race of guaranteed 5, so you'll have plenty of opportunity to kind of build up yourself to show off all these different tricks you're learning, which is really cool. You've learned one on the fly in this race. You've shown off one that you learned today.
Yep.
And you showed off most of one that you learned like an hour ago. So it's pretty nice. Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to go, if you want an interview, you're going to go into the interview green room.
Sure. Let me go find that. Okay. I'm going to switch over now. Hello.
Oh, you have to forfeit.
Oh.
In the sim.gg.
Oh, right.
Hello.
Forfeit.
All right, you two ready to move on up then?
Up to you, Nicholas.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna bump you up.
And he's joining us. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Malmo. Hi, Nicholas. How we doing?
Okay. How are you?
Just watched a heck of a race. GG.
GG. Indeed. Quite the
GG,
seed.
Nico.
Yeah, good job, man. Nice work.
Hey, thanks. And I was telling these guys when I got in here, don't feel bad. This seed was terrible.
Yeah, pretty rough seed.
The Hammer and Ice Palace, a classic. Seed rolled by myself, of course. I always roll seeds like this.
Good job.
I need to start expecting this from your seeds.
Orange, you roll the next seed, please.
Okay.
So, let me ask Nicholas, what did you think of the first race, in terms of putting all the knowledge that Malmo's been teaching you to work?
So in the beginning, you probably saw a whole lot of failed sword spins just because I'm not used to being watched by everyone. So I think that was the biggest struggle for me, is just getting all the techniques to actually work under pressure. But yeah, overall I had fun. It was once I kind of got, 10 or 15 minutes into it, that kind of went away and it started to feel a little bit more natural. But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, we were discussing that with Cinaeth and Orange is some people may not be used to watching or being watched, and especially, this may be the first time you're racing overworld glitches, and so there is that pressure element to where not just your glitch knowledge falls apart, sometimes you just can't execute, no glitches stuff, and so, definitely understandable on that end.
Yeah, first overworld glitches race, first race in general, actually. So yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Well, you did very well. I mean,
thanks.
You navigated around, most of the glitches you did. I was actually really impressed as your execution of that bomb clip consistently. Pretty much getting that on first try every time. So
thanks.
Yeah, that's definitely not an easy thing to do.
Can thank Malmo for that. She literally taught me that like an hour before the race.
Yeah, the timing on those bomb clips.
Well done.
Tricky.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, well, just to let you know on a couple of on one particular item location that you didn't get to, the first, a potential first bow, what would be your silvers, was actually waiting for you in Eastern.
Really?
Eastern.
Oh no.
Did we forget Eastern?
It was a pendant, so we just didn't go in.
We did think about Eastern a few times, but I think at some point we just went to Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Cinaeth ducked in there, got the bow, so that bow on Vitreous was silvers for him.
Gotcha. How early did he get the bow in Eastern?
It was probably past an hour 30.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fairly
Yeah.
late.
Okay.
We were in the middle of last locating hammer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was. We thought about it earlier when Cinaeth was in Eastern that the seed really just kind of gave, all the things you need to just clear out Eastern.
Mhm.
You had the lamp in Saha's closet, and then the bow in Eastern. So it was just like, hey, just go do Eastern. What's the problem? It's pen in Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the credits, we discovered that the mushroom was on the pedestal, so that was the
Oh,
drugs
no.
were safely stored away.
Nice.
It should have been a shovel.
No, we had that
I
a long
agree.
time ago.
And
Did you
that
guys
was
not-
a different. That was a weird play that I made too, because when we got the book, we went and read the tablet, and we're like, "Oh, the shovel's here.
Mhm.
We'll just remember this for later because that's an extra check." And then we ended up getting the Master Sword. So I'm like, "All right." Next time I went up to Mountain, we ended up doing, I think it was Spectacle Rock, and then jumping right back down to Ether Tablet to grab it.
Nice.
We
Good
were always going to get it because you do Hera clip a lot in OWG.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes I feel
Yep.
like I use it too much, but that makes me feel a little better. So thank you.
I feel like on these overworld glitch races, we should have a Hera counter. How many times a runner
Nice.
enters Hera to fix their camera?
Nice. I like it.
How many times do you see the front door of Hera?
Right? That's
It's
fantastic.
the only mode where you
and
septuple dip it.
Well, if
Chat,
you
chat, put your guesses in at the beginning of the seed. How many times are we seeing Hera? The closest
well, if
gets
you
a good
count
rub.
getting
really
center
funny.
hold by Moldorm as 2 falls, then we probably entered Hera less times than Cinaeth fell to Moldorm.
Oh my word, that Moldorm fight, I'm not going to live down, and that's something I need to work on right there.
Hey,
You
you
know,
vindicated yourself the second time around.
I mean, to be fair, we were trying to do a fighter sword Moldorm, so that was probably going to happen.
Yeah.
It's an interesting contrast, though, to No Glitch's logic, where people try to avoid going to the mountain as much as possible, where in Overworld Glitch's logic, it's really more of a hub of activity, because you've got a lot of accessibility. You can jump down to Catfish and then go to Pod very quickly. You can jump down to the normal dark or the North Dark World. You can do the super drop to get down to the swamp area. You can do the funny auto walk thing to get down to Witch. There's a lot of places at the mountain that get you to places in the lower light and dark world that you have countless mountain trips.
We love the mountain in OWG.
Sure do.
We can even skydive to swamp.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that either.
That's when you want to do the bomb clip, but you don't actually have a glove. So it's the
Interesting.
fastest way to swamp.
Interesting. Crazy stuff.
But we had meds, so...
We had mitts. We didn't have mitts.
I had the first pair of mitts.
We had gloves.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I don't remember where I got mitts anymore, to be
Meds
honest.
were on the Armos Knights.
Oh yeah, that's
Ah.
why. Yep.
Oh yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I believe the only things we had left were behind the bow.
And if you just gone straight to Pendant Eastern,
You
you get
could've.
out of there with both the bow, and that would be your first set of gloves.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Wow.
I gotta admit, I was kind of grateful to get those mids because it meant we didn't have to do the flipper wrap. Even if it meant having to do Smith Chain for, well, another sword.
Oh, is that where
Oh,
where the butter sword was?
Vanilla on Smiths.
Interesting.
You know it was also vanilla? The Cane of Burna.
Oh, you guys did Spike Cave?
Yep.
Yeah, you do it on the way to GT frequently.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't like Spike Cave because it takes forever to get into.
When we got Hammer, we just went straight to Swamp and hit go. Well, no. When we got Hammer, we went straight to GT and finished it, then went to Swamp and hit Go mode.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see this seed Hammer was late, but a lot of times in routing GT, you'll see a lot of people do Spike Cave on the way to GT, especially if you're like Screen Wrapped or something. People just dip into Spike Cave real quick, get that, and then go down to GT or to clip up to GT. So Spike Cave is a little bit more common, but it definitely does take a lot of time too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was in full mud density mode.
We're hoping it's not pinned in Eastern and Pod because we didn't go there early mode.
Pod was bow locked.
It was. We actually did go into Pod. Learned potion glitch on the fly. I'd like to point that out.
Yep.
So
Which
we
is
had a
so
funny
cool.
incident with Pod. As soon as we saw it was bow locked, Cinaeth immediately saved and quit out. I was like, no, we have a potion. Jeez, it's too late.
Yeah, well, luckily there was nothing there. There was nothing of value there. Now that I think about it, because you guys had pretty much everything that was of note. I can't even imagine what would be useful that would be in Pod at this point, because you had all 4 bottles, you had gold sword, you had silvers, you had red mail, unless you want like mirror shield, I guess.
Yeah, that.
I wonder where that was.
We know now where blue cane was. We know where the mushroom was. It's like that's just junk. All of Pod was junk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Nicholas, I'm sorry. I asked Cinaeth the same thing. I'm going to ask you. What's the kind of like the best thing that you've learned either tonight or through your boots camp?
Oh boy, so many different things. I think tonight specifically is that clip out of the portal by Link's house. That's just so useful. Overall, probably Death Mountain Ascent and Descent. Those are just so very useful.
Nice. Yeah, that bomb clip in and out of around that portal, just dodging those pegs. Like, pegs? What pegs? So let's climb over this hill. It's fine.
Yep, exactly.
So, do either of you runners have any final thoughts on either the seed or any new glitches that you're going to be learning for the next race?
Oh, go ahead.
I think for my next race, it's just getting more familiar with doing kind of the regular logic routing and getting more used to low equipment setups, because that's really the thing that scares me the most is low equipment areas.
Mm-hmm.
And just redoing some of the clips again and just trying to get them more first try rather than 7th try to Moldorm.
Hey, if it makes you feel
Sometimes
better,
he
I had.
hates you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sometimes he just hates you.
Oh yeah, for
sometimes
sure.
he does.
If it makes you feel better, I had a seed the other night that I also had 7 attempts on Moldorm, so pretty frustrating. Know that feel.
All right, well, that is about it. So we do have another match tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That'll be Professor Renderer, mentored by Michael K, versus Nobly the Foreign, mentored by Obscure Life Form. So we've got some more OWG, mentor tournament action for you tomorrow. Any final thoughts from the mentors before we wrap it up here?
I just want to wish future racers good luck.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to stop in, I'll be here all night to help anyone out cramming for the exam.
Yeah, I wish everyone luck on the
you,
tournament.
We're willing to help you with whatever you need to make your races go as smoothly as possible.
And, if you already have a mentor, but they're busy or something, that doesn't mean you can't ask, any other mentor, for some help or anything like that, and anybody that wants to, if you're not in the tournament and you still want to learn, I'm sure there will be plenty of people willing to help you if you stop by the Go Mode Podcast Discord.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid to ask your opponent's mentor for help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the one thing that is very clear about the glitchers community is that all you gotta do is ask. No one's gonna laugh at you behind your back or anything like that because you don't know blankety blank. So it's like, okay, here, let's go jump on Discord stream. Let's bring the practice ROM up. Let's take a look at what I'm doing. Let me see what you're doing. It's super wide open. So don't be shy.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I was saying when I got in here at the beginning was I'm more excited to learn and to teach. So even if my opponent came up to me and was like, hey, do you know how to do this trick? I'd be more than happy to try and show them how to do it.
Same. Absolutely. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background.
No worries.
Yep. All right, that just about wraps it up for us here. So thanks for hanging out with us and watching this great race and this exhibition of all these cool glitches, and we look forward to seeing a lot more Hyrule parkour coming forward.
Yeah, shout outs to everybody that made this happen, to our runners, Cinaeth and Nicolas, the mentors, Malamo and Orange, my coat comp, Jetters, our restreamer Amarith, and I'm sorry, was Amarith also tracking? Oh no, Minutes 27 was tracking. I'm sorry. Again, thank you very much for making my first comms experience a very good one. I appreciate everything I've learned about doing this today. I like you guys, and have a good rest of your evening.
I have a good one as well. I can't wait to go back and rewatch it and see how you guys commentated.
Same. I'm excited for that. Thanks, everyone.
I might do it. I might do it now, actually.
I'm kind of tempted to. Watch party?
Watch party. Yes, let's go.
Oh, no.
All right, we're going.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Sure. Bye.
Take care.